We're getting you some advice on how to keep your pet or pets safe during hot temperatures and summer festivities. Melissa Nicely, the public information specialist from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Animal Care and Control, is here to help you and your pets out. Thanks for coming back. Always good to have you with us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
All right. So let's first of all, before we get to the 4th of July and talking about fireworks, we had lightning and thunder today, and that drives dogs crazy. Some of them, right?
It does, absolutely. And it's a good point to bring up because, you know, we talk about summer and festivities like the 4th of July, but, you know, lightning and thunder roll through the Carolinas all summer long. So it's something that you want to be definitely mindful for. Now, I brought my dog Flurry with me.
Okay, can you see Flurry?
And Flurry is she's a little Siberian Husky. She's not for adoption, unfortunately, because I would cry really bad.
Well, that's your dog. You can have your dog up for adoption. Yes,
but I brought her along because, you know, I wanted to talk about some summer stuff. But the biggest thing I was going to mention, I'm very fortunate. My dogs are not afraid of thunder.
Wow.
But a lot of dogs are.
Is that a rarity that dogs are not if you have a dog?
I would say that more dogs are probably afraid of it than not.
Okay.
And it can be very, very severe. And what we find with the 4th of July, especially, is the thunder, any loud noises. If your dog reacts to any of that, then fireworks are going to be really scary for them. So it's best to just keep them at home. Don't take them out to the picnics. What we find a lot of time in shelters is that the day after 4th of July, there are a lot of dogs that have gotten loose and run away from home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's also important to make sure that you have their microchips updated. Make sure that registration information on the microchips is up to date with your most current phone number, and an ID tag on their collar. And then again, if you know that your pet is super sensitive, you may even want to consult with your veterinarian because they can also give them types of medication to help calm them during times like that.
Oh, okay, and you know, with 4th of July, at least you know it's coming, so you're able to, you know, prepare yourself and get your dog ready, or your pet, or your cat, whatever the case may be. Do cats get?
They can, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, all animals. I think dogs have a tendency to be a little bit more frightened, but I'm sure that if you ask cat owners, they'll say that they have some as well that get frightened.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to control as far as the pop-up thunderstorms are concerned, especially when you leave your dogs at home. But at least the 4th of July, you know it's coming. So.
Absolutely, so prepare for it. And the other thing is heat.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Okay, I brought a couple of things along because the biggest thing that we're taking calls for service on right now is the people that are leaving their animals in their cars. Please don't leave. Just don't take your animals with you. You know, there's no reason to take them out on an errand. Leave them at home in the air conditioning. That's where Flurry likes to be, in the AC. But we also know that we need to exercise our animals as well, but do it, you know, very smartly. So make sure you do it early in the morning or late in the evening. And you can also pick, we have wonderful greenways in Charlotte.
Right, yes.
So pick one that's heavily wooded, so it makes it more cool. And then take all your supplies. Go to your local pet supply warehouse, you know, we've got many in town, and take things. They make so many great things that you can take along with you, to make sure that you keep fresh water. And I always take a towel with me, and I can get it wet. You always want to use really, like, not super cold ice water, but you want to use sort of room temperature water. And you can wipe the paws of your dog down with that to cool them off. And always look for signs of heat stroke in pets too. You know, look up what the symptoms are for that.
And I would imagine you want to plan too. You know, when I used to walk my dog, I knew exactly where I was going, what I was going to do, and clean up time to get them back in, especially when it was hot. So you don't really want to be out there for a long period of time.
Absolutely. If it's too hot for you outside, then it's too hot for your pet. And that pavement can get really hot, as we know. So that's some, you know, really harshness on their paw pads if they're walking on asphalt or sidewalk.
Summertime, you got pests. You always have to think about mosquitoes, things of that nature. Are there any ways to protect them from things like fleas, ticks, and heartworm?
Absolutely. You definitely want to consult with your veterinarian and see what is the proper medication to use for your pet. But here in the South, we have lots of mosquitoes, as you know, and heartworm is very prevalent. We see a lot of dogs come into the shelter that are heartworm positive. So make sure that you're keeping your pet on that the monthly heartworm preventative and a monthly flea and tick as well. And a lot of times you can get them all in one pill.
Okay. And tell us the best identification for a pet if they ever get lost. How do you go about, if for some reason you didn't microchip, how do you go about trying to find your pet?
Sure. So the best thing that you can do is, like you said, make sure that you do microchip or have an ID tag on your pet. I always recommend both. If you don't happen to have that, then definitely you want to make sure that you're checking your local shelters. And I know that we're reaching, you know, various counties here, so that would be whatever your county municipal animal control shelter is.
Okay. Well, you want to wave it back to the Flurry?
Say hi, Flurry.
Flurry, right?
Yes, Flurry.
All right. Good deal. Bye, Flurry. It's good to have you here with us. We always a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so much. It's always great to be be here.
And everybody be safe for the 4th of July
Absolutely.
weekend, okay, with your pets. All right. Well, it's time to get back to our